This is our review for quiz 4.1 through 4.3 relationships and functions. Number 1, Christian earns $8 per hour babysitting. Write an equation to find the amount of earnings E that Christian earns in any number of hours each. Well, Christian's earnings are calculated by the $8 that he earns times every hour that he works. That's our equation. Our number of hours goes in this table here for part B. Make a table to find the amount of earnings Christian receives in 3, 4, 5, or 6 hours, then graph the ordered pairs and be sure to label the graph. So we'll put our hours here. They've chosen 3, 4, 5, and 6. We get our earnings by multiplying by 8. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 8 is 32. 5 times 8 is 40. And 6 times 8 is 48. Now we're going to graph the ordered pairs, and we've got to be sure to label our graph. So our x-axis is actually our number of hours, h, and our hours can count by ones. And our y-axis is actually our earnings, and that's measured in dollars. We could count by tens, but why not count by eights? If we get to choose the scale, make it easy. So 8, 16, and so on. So get your labeled, and we can plot our points. For 3 hours, we've got $24. And for 4 hours, 32. 5 is 40. And 6 is 48. It appears linear, which it should. And let's go on. Number 2, find each function value. So f of 7 if f of x equals 6x. This is just telling us to plug in 7 for x. So f of 7 is equal to 6 times 7. F of 7 is 42. And you should note that this is the ordered pair 7, 42. So let's try the next one. We're finding f of x equals x minus 3 when we plug in a 12 for x. So f of 12 is equal to 12 minus 3. F of 12 is 9, which is the ordered pair 12, 9. When we plugged in 12 for x, 9 is what we got for y. Make a function table for the function, then state the domain and the range. So we've got the function f of x equals 3x minus 2, and they're telling us for x, the first time, let's plug in 0. So 3 times 0 minus 2. 3 times 0 is 0 minus 2. That's negative 2. Then we'll plug in 1. 3 times 1 is 3 minus 2 is 1. 3 times 2 is 6 minus 2 is 4. And finally, 3 times 3 is 9 minus 2 is 7. So now let's state our domain. Our domain is actually all of our x values, and that would be 0, 1, 2, and 3. Our range are the y values, or in this case, the f of x values, and that is negative 2, 1, 4, and 7. Number 5, Juliana sells an average of 8 bracelets per hour at her kiosk in the mall. The total number of bracelets, B of H, sold is a function of the number of hours. What is the dependent variable? So first let's decide what our variables are. She sells bracelets and she sells them hourly. Those are the two variables. Which one depends on the other? Do the number of hours depend on how many bracelets she sold, or do the number of bracelets she sells depend on how many hours that she's been working? Well, it would be that one. The bracelets depend on the number of hours that she's been working. So if bracelets are what depend, then the independent would be the number of hours. Write a function to represent the total number of bracelets B of H. So what does B of H equal? Let's go back to the story. It says she sells 8 bracelets per hour. Well, that's our rule. It's 8 times our number of hours. How many bracelets are sold in 12 hours? That's just telling us to plug in a 12 for our number of hours, and we can get our answer. That's 96, but be sure to get our units. What are we calculating? How many bracelets? So that would be 96 bracelets. That's it. Hopefully you're ready for your quiz.